I am checking into Loews Sapphire Falls here at Universal Orlando Resort. Been in the parks all day. I dropped my stuff off at Bell Services. I picked it up and I am back here. It is currently, good grief, it is 10 to midnight, but I'm going to show you around this room anyway. When I got here earlier today, I went downstairs, I had some breakfast, but we'll get into all of that later. We'll do a full resort tour, but for right now, check out this room. Welcome to the standard 2-queen room here at Sapphire Falls at Universal Orlando. And to the left, you're going to find the bathroom with the very typical like tub shower combo and toilet and the separate vanity. Out here outside, there is a barn door to separate. I'm really loving the colors, and I really appreciated the fact that this had a temperature control and the light dimmed and adjusted for brightness. So for my makeup purposes, that was just absolutely awesome. The closet space was pretty standard for what you're going to see in most hotels, with a luggage rack, safe, and robes, of course. Overall, the decorations in this room are really nice, bright, fun colors without being overwhelming. After sleeping for several nights on these beds, I can tell you they were really nice. I'd probably rate them like a 6 out of 10 for firmness to softness. They were definitely comfortable and really maintained support despite the softness. I appreciated having actual glasses in this room. The pod coffee station is really nice, and they include a medium decaf option for coffee, but they also included green tea pods, which I really enjoyed because not everyone likes coffee. And of course, they have the non-dairy creamers and sugar with sugar alternatives. Below the coffee station, there's going to be 4 drawers that you can utilize for unpacking your goods, in addition to that closet space. And to the right of these drawers, you're going to see the pretty standard in-room refrigerator. This room does offer a couple of locations in which to charge your devices, of course, between the beds being the most optimal. I really suggest that you bring some kind of a multi-plug fixture, or you utilize a rechargeable battery bank. If you have an Apple Watch or some kind of a smartwatch that you're going to want to charge, plus your phone, plus someone else's phone, plus any other recording devices you might bring, you're going to need that extra space. So please think about bringing extra options. I was honestly going to continue the resort tour right now and just kind of talk you through this room and how awesome it is. And it's really lovely, but I sat down on this bed and it is really squishy. All of these pillows are calling my name because I've been out and running around and having a grand old time today at Universal Orlando. I'm just ready to sink myself into this bed. Like I'm just gonna go to sleep. Okay, so I'll see you in the morning. Okay, all right, okay, good night. While Stephanie goes to sleep, I'm gonna talk to you about Amatista Cookhouse. I came here in the morning before I went into the parks for today, and I truly loved it. This is a sit-down or table service restaurant here at Sapphire Falls, and it was so tasty. Full service dining location. They offer healthy options. If you have any dietary restrictions, you can let them know and they can help you out. Reservations can be made online at universalorlando.com. It is Caribbean influenced favorites. It's Caribbean influenced dishes, but there are a lot of classic favorites for everyone to enjoy.
I'm so excited to dive in. I will say that when I came in for this, it was very last minute. I just asked to see if they had some availability, and it was like 5 minutes before breakfast technically ends. It does state that 11 o'clock is when they stop serving breakfast. They are still serving. There are still people in here, so I think it's just like a taper off between 11 and 12, and 12 o'clock is when they officially start their lunch and dinner menu. I love that there was an omelet bar. It took him like 3 minutes to make it. Obviously, if there's more people in line, it might take you a little bit longer, but I got chorizo and mushrooms and peppers and onions and spinach and all kinds of good stuff. I got some extra sausage just to make sure. I'm hungry. I totally got way too much food. Got a few potatoes because that saltiness sounded really nice. I really loved the whole spread of fruit, and there was like Greek yogurt. So if you didn't want the sugar or the flavor from the vanilla, you could do that. There was honey. So if you wanted to sweeten it to your own specifications and wishes, you could. There's all the different like coconuts and granola and dried fruit that I think is just, it was really good. I mean, obviously the dried fruit, some of those other things can go into the oatmeal or the grits that are at that station right there. But I loved it. I'm sitting here staring at this beautiful like yogurt bowl and granola and fruit, and I'm so excited to dive in. I love that there was guava juice. I usually don't have a whole lot of juice. I'm really excited to just sit here, sip, and relax on this really lovely cappuccino. Like, I want another one already. I was so happy with my omelet yesterday that I've come back for another one. And yogurt again, and pastries. Like, it was good. Like, it was a lot. I'm impressed. Like, it was a lot of food. I'm grateful. I have this beautiful cappuccino again. I have a protein-rich breakfast. Like, I'm I'm happy. I'm so grateful. I did see, like, you can get Belgian waffles, you can get French toast, like they're to order, and there's a whole expansive menu, and there's like eggs Benedict and salmon and avocado toast. So like there's more than just the buffet. I just wanted the assortment. I really liked having the fresh granola and the berries and the yogurt, and so it's just like there's so much here, and it's really tasty. Like a lot of times you come to these buffet situations and things are cold and kind of dry, or they don't really have a whole lot of flavor, but everything is really good. And the potatoes, like I'm not a huge breakfast potato person because they can get really soft, but I really liked the flavor on them, and having the bell peppers in it, it was just like this really nice, like sweet, salty, caramelly bite with the potatoes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to breakfast for sure. So let's talk about Sapphire Falls here at Universal Orlando Resort. This is a signature resort. You have lagoon view rooms, you have standard view rooms, you have pool view rooms. It's absolutely lovely. It's airy and light, and this waterfall feature that's over here by the water taxis is really peaceful. Again, with that morning, like, cup of coffee and breakfast, it was extremely lovely and so relaxing to enjoy. I'm still like, okay, I'm 2 for 2 on my breakfast like the last couple of days, so hopefully I can get round 3 tomorrow before I go on my flight home. But I have to say, like, I'm really impressed. I usually stay at Aventura, which is right across the square. It's usually the one I'm referring people to because I love the short hallways. I love that I don't have to walk forever to get to my room, because some of these rooms here in these resorts, like, it's expansive. This is an expansive resort and you have to walk, it feels like forever to get to your room. And it's one of the things I love about Aventura, but I also love that Aventura is close enough that I can just walk across the square, come in here to Sapphire Falls, walk down, get on this water taxi, and have an extremely peaceful start to my Universal Orlando trip. Part of the reason why I haven't stayed here is because I don't know that I want to pay that much to stay in this resort when I can stay for a lot less right here at, you know, Aventura Resort and get some of those incredible skyline views. But the thing is like, I feel like I've been called out. I really fallen hard for this resort. I love Amatista downstairs. I love everything about what they're offering for breakfast. I was really tired when I did that room tour, but I really wanted to show you before I really had settled into any sheets or mussed anything up. I wanted you to see what it's going to be like when you enter that room, not once I've been in there. It's a really bright and light room, and it was colorful and vibrant, and I love the aesthetic, and the bed was so squishy. I wasn't kidding. Like, well, you know what I said.
I'm ready. I'm just ready to sink myself into this bed. Like, I'm just gonna.
Amenities here at Sapphire Falls include, of course, the water taxi. Such a great way to enter the park. You can walk through if you like. That takes me usually about 10 to 15 minutes. You can also take any in-park purchases to team members who will bring them to your resort to you. Now, that is something that you're going to get universal wide. Same with early park access, which is so important because Hagrid still doesn't have an express line. And if you were like, I need to ride Hagrid's magical creature motorbike, then you need to make sure that you're in here as soon as possible. And I tell you, it's totally worth it. It's one of the best rides on property. And you can utilize your room key for resort spending. So if you link a form of payment to the wallet inside of the Universal Orlando app, then you can use your room key and you can purchase things throughout the park. You don't have to worry about carrying around everything. You can just carry your tickets, your room key, maybe a form of ID, just, you know, because if you want to purchase any kind of adult beverages, they're going to want to check that just in case. But it does give you that flexibility to carry less with you. Some people also just like to make sure that there's one form of payment all of their purchases are going on to. I'm really loving that Guest House 3 is actually located in a way that it allows me to just come straight down the elevator, come out here to Amatista for breakfast, or head straight out to the water taxi. You can make a request upon check-in. If you ask kindly, they may or may not be able to accommodate you, so just know that they will try, but it might not always be possible. It was a great place to land, though. I'm truly obsessed with this spiral staircase. It's so pretty in here, and I love looking at all the artwork. This spiral staircase connects levels 1 through 4. 4 would be the main lobby. When you come out of the main lobby, you can take this spiral staircase downstairs, and you can either access pools, the fitness center, the game center, and the water taxi that will take you to City Walk. Coming up from level 1 to level 2, you can see the fitness center and the game center and pool access. Sapphire Falls has never been my first choice for a destination here at Universal Orlando, but I have to say I'm seriously impressed with this resort, and it's now listed among my top favorites here at Universal Orlando Resort. You're not going to have any problems finding a place to kick back and relax out here at the pool. It does have a zero entry section, so if you really love that, that's something you can find throughout most Universal Orlando properties, that zero entry, smooth entrance into a pool that feels almost beach-like. There's tons of chairs and loungers with trees or no trees or umbrellas or tables or none at all. You're definitely going to find everything that you need to find that spot, to either be right next to the pool or next to the slide, next to the food and drink options, or just to get away from everyone and really feel the escape from the world. The Caribbean influence and feels definitely continue out here to the pool. You'll see some of those same influences from the art that I showed you in the spiral staircase. It's really fun to see how they really tied in the history to this resort in its various locations. I mean, look at how fun this twisting slide is that's nestled into the rockwork. There's a fun fire pit and loungers, and of course quick service and bar location here, so you can get snacks, you can get full meals, you can have cocktails or even mocktails. If you don't want to bring the food back to your lounger, you can definitely eat here at one of these tables. So if you really don't want to have to go too far, you can spend the entire day out here lounging at the pool. And as I mentioned, there are cabanas for rent, and this is going to be an extra expense, but there's nothing like having that shady retreat right next to the pool to complete a relaxing day. Continuing up the staircase, you can see all this really great artwork, as I mentioned. The reflection makes it difficult to show on camera, but trust me, when you come through here, it's really pretty. So take a few minutes if you can and just kind of take a look at this really great artwork from their research trips for inspiration. Coming all the way up from level 1 past level 2 and into level 4, you're going to be able to access the lobby for check-in, coffee, the Universal store, and the Dutch Trading Company, which is their grab-and-go market. There's lots of salads and basic sandwiches and even like really good snacks for kiddos. I mean, those would be good for you too, but there's like Uncrustables. There's lots of things in here that you can throw in your bag for the park and take with you. You can find a lot of grab-and-go refreshments as well as an entire coffee bar. There's even gelato. Oh my gosh, it looks so tempting. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you so much. This looks like a spiced cake. That looks really yummy. Oh geez, I can't even. I did get a couple of things so I could show you, but I just all of it. There's so many good treats here. So I did ask her up here, it says something called cortado, and I asked her what that was, and it's basically an amped up cappuccino, because this cup was filled up like halfway with espresso, had a little bit of milk, and then a whole bunch of foam. I was like, oh my goodness, that sounds delectable first thing in the morning. They do also have craft sandwiches and soups here, so they have a little bit more than just the takeaways. I might have to come try the empanadas tomorrow. True with any Universal resort, there's always going to be a vacation planning center, so you can pick up tickets or get things upgraded or just generally answer questions or even book future trips. Oh my goodness, look at that guava filling. That is stunning. Oh my goodness, I can't even. I got them just to like showcase some of the snacks you can have here, because I think a lot of people undervalue what you can get at these resorts. So I just wanted to find a couple of delectable goodies. People talk about stuff in the parks all the time. They showcase the things you can buy and the treats you can buy in the parks all the time, but they're not necessarily showcasing all the things you can get in the resorts. And it's just like so soft. It's just falling apart. I'm excited to taste it. I love guava. It's cream, cheese, guava, savory, tangy, sweet, marshmallowy perfection. Like, oh my god. Oh my gosh. There's no way I'm eating all of this. Like, I might be able to eat half. It's definitely rich and just beautiful shareable. I love a good caramel macchiato, and what I love is in this size, it was 3 pumps of espresso, when most of the times when you go places and you get something like this, it's only 2 shots of espresso. This was 3. So tasty. That was a nice break. I love key lime. I love coconut. It's one of my favorite flavors. So I couldn't just get one of these. I had to be sinful and buy both of them. Just, oh my gosh. It's good. It's sweeter than most key lime desserts. So if you're someone who doesn't like tart, and you're curious and you like coconut, this might be something for you, because it's not as tart as like a lemon bar or an actual key lime pie. There's hints of the lime in there, but it's very subtle. It's great if you like coconut though. I have to tell you, I really thought that key lime was going to be my favorite, but it's the guava. The guava is actually more tangy than the key lime was. So that's my vote on those two treats. I definitely say get the coffee. Coffee's been wonderful at this resort. I'm really grateful for the coffee that's been here on site. A lot of times going to resorts, it can taste watery, weak, and I like rich, bold, full flavor coffee. I do not like very sweet coffee. So like when I asked her to make this, I was like, can you please only put like one of the pumps of caramel in it? Because I like to taste the coffee, maybe with a little something, but I like to taste the coffee, period. A lot of times I'm a cold brew drinker. If it's hot, I'll just take cold brew. I'll put a touch of like oat milk, sometimes cream, but I have to be careful with like my nutrition. But it's just like that's just what it is for me. But I'll put like a little bit in to curb some of that bitterness from coffee. But typically, like, I just love rich coffee, and the coffee on site, whether it's that cappuccino I had downstairs, it's been super, super tasty. Yeah, totally. I totally recommend the Dutch Trading Company. You got to come here and you got to check out the coffee.
Right here you can see Royal Pacific. Now this walkway right here that goes over to Royal Pacific, it takes me maybe 5 to 8 minutes to walk over there from this resort at most. Now you can see this spire right here. This is the entrance to Islands of Adventure, which is this park that you see. And then if you look right here, there's some white buildings. This is going to be Hard Rock Hotel. And then if you look right back here, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see Portofino Bay, this pink spire right here, and then that silver kind of spire right there. Those are all at City Walk. So I just wanted you to see from here just the proximity of how close everything is.
I'm not going to be creepy and show it and record it, but there was this guy standing at the entrance of the Universal store with like the coolest tribal art. It was just, I don't want tribal on my body, but I love tribal tattoo work. It's just so cool. And you have to be so incredible. I mean, you always need good solid line work, but the line work for tribal is just like, because it's so bold and stark, like if it's not firm and like perfect, it's really easily seen. So it's just, when it's done well, it's so good. And his was like shark tribal. It's really good. These Universal Resort stores are going to give you a lot of the same merchandise. This is going to include a lot of the same staples, a lot of the basics. If you need sweatshirts or a raincoat, maybe you want some Marvel Island attire. But like me last December, if you come in with your family or even by yourself and you're like, I want some house merch, you can definitely find any of those staples here. And a lot of these things you will find at the main store at Universal City Walk, as well as many of the shops inside of the Wizarding World as well. Or maybe like our last trip with our family, my youngest wasn't associated with the house, so we had her come in and didn't say anything to her and just was like, what do you want to pick? And for her, we assumed it would be based on a color. We kind of thought she might go Gryffindor because red, she loves pink, so we were like, that's close, maybe. Nope, this is the shirt that she went after. She was like, this one. We're like, do you like the blue? Do you like the yellow? And she was like, this one. So Slytherin she is. There's also the baby Niffler and the little snow owl plush for your shoulder. So there's lots of things in here. There's also, of course, a lot of sweet treats. But here's the thing about this. I would recommend going into Honeydukes. But yes, there's all kinds of great basic simples for Universal, for Minions, for all the different things you can think of. They have lots of tumblers and cups and mugs. Beachwear, of course, should you need like flip-flops or tops or an extra swimming suit, or maybe one broke or something happens, you do have those. There's also a ton of essentials. I can't tell you how many times I've come in here and grabbed like Glide or deodorant or hairspray. And of course, Advil. They have all the things you need, all the basics you can find. Because you're going to find so many more things in there that are nuanced. You're going to find lights of like souvenir cups and just like, there's so much more. So that is definitely something, unless you're like, oh shoot, I forgot to get that. Make sure you go into the parks to get that. Also, just like, I would treat this as oh, I forgot to get that one thing when I was in the parks and we're leaving, I'm going to see if it's in here. Like, definitely do that. Even though there's a lot of things in here that you can find in the parks, you should definitely prioritize looking in there, because they are going to have a lot of merchandise that isn't here that's a little bit more nuanced to that area as well.
This is now my third time dining at Amatista, and I think it's probably time that I get like a plated option. That was my third time dining at Amatista, and I definitely had to get something that was plated. I still had to get the cappuccino again because the cappuccino was just really hitting the spot every day. Yes, I hydrated, I had water, but that, like, you guys, I can't get over the food here. That open-faced arepa, it was like crispy and cheesy on the bottom, and then you had this egg that was like an omelet situation with beef and herbs and creamy like onions that had been caramelized, and it was so good. And then you have like all these greens and the tomatoes and the pickled onion and that queso fresco on top. So it's like you had the richness and the crispy, and then you had the creamy avocado in between, and then you had that really unctuous like egg and beef and onions, and then the freshness on top. It just made for such a well-rounded bite of crispy, creamy, unctuous, refreshing, like all together. And then I know the hash browns are hash browns. They seem kind of basic. The thing I like about those ones, they're like the beast ones. They're thick. Those things are like 1.5 inches thick. They're hefty. So you have the nice crispy outside with like the really like creamy soft inside. And it's, again, I know they're basic, but they're just, I love those really thick hash browns. Strong water was mind-blowing last night. I've been down here at Amatista 3 times. I used to say I probably would never stay here because I love staying at Aventura, and it's right there, it's super close, and it's less expensive. But like after going back into that pool yesterday and lounging and just relaxing, like, you guys, I'm a convert. This resort is amazing. And I gotta know, is this on your list? Is Sapphire Falls on your list for your next Universal Orlando vacation? Comment down below or hook me up with your answer at Motivational Pinup on social media channels. I gotta go get my stuff because sadly I have to go home. I'm gonna miss it so much. I love this resort. I've fallen so hard for it. Okay, next time. Cheers!